Welcome to Great Overload. I'm Anthony, and cross-platform gaming has gained a lot of attention lately. Cross-platform gaming has had a lot of attention on it, especially because Sony has not allowed the PlayStation to play Fortnite against cross-compatibility or cross-competition with other consoles. So this is now starting to break down. There's been enough peer pressure here from Xbox and from Nintendo to kind of break it down and say, "Hey, Sony, just join the club here. This is going to be great as an overall ecosystem." And I agree with that sentiment. Is that this is going to be great for an overall ecosystem in gaming, and I think it's actually going to grow the gaming community because you're going to have the ability to everyone to kind of compete against anyone on a different device, and you can kind of grow it out. I mean, we had just today the iPad was saying how it's console-like graphics. Well, then the people that want to game on the iPad should be able to game and compete with those that are not on the iPad if they so choose to. And maybe even it's games where they allow to, hey, you have to compete with same class device, same type of controls, or just free for all, and just see what the competition, who plays on what is. And I think that we're in a new territory in gaming where if you have the cross-platform stuff, you have the ability to really go out and have a huge audience from cell phones, from computers to tablets to consoles to little handheld gamings like the Switch, and you got this huge ecosystem that you can really draw players from and see how everyone can compete differently, see how the competition is, and just have the community where people get to interact with each other on different gaming scenarios. And I think that's a great thing for the community. As you play online games, you like to interact and like to, create like new gaming friendships, especially, or friendships beyond that. And it's kind of fun and interesting where you go and you basically just, I got to, you can go play it and interact with these players online, and now they can be from any device, any other, device type, and this is kind of cool. So I think that Sony did the right thing, and now they're beta testing it. I really hope to go full out and kind of open this up. Now we do have the exclusive titles, and everything that you can't really, jump from area to area or device to device to really use. But I kind of like the underneath sediment of this, where now that everyone's like, or the cross-platform games that are out there, hopefully they have the profile, and the profile just moves to you whichever device you're using. So let's say you have multiple devices, which I can kind of see some people now having more devices, knowing that they can go back and forth between consoles, computers, phones, and tablets, whatever they want, and they can decide, okay, in this gaming situation, I want to be doing this, or this one I want to be at this device, and that really kind of opens up opportunities for them to really use the best device that suits them in that time period. So there's some days that I want to play the console, some days that I want to play on my desktop. It just depends on what I kind of feel like that day, or what kind of game I want to play. And so I'm really kind of excited to see how they expand this and kind of take advantage of it on both the device side as well as the software side, on showing how the profiles and everything transfer over, so you can pick up where you left off, have everything where you were when you last were playing the game, and this whole like syncing and keeping the user at the center point of the gaming arena. And I think that this is going to be huge for the gaming community, that wherever you are the center of it, right? Instead of having the console or the computer be the only place, or the phone being like, this is where you got to do it, and so you have to work to play the game rather than the game coming to work for your enjoyment. And that's kind of how I see it, because there's different scenarios, different games I like to play, and I like to play them on different devices. So I'm really excited about this cross-platform stuff. I can't wait to see how it kind of expands out, see if that there be more games, maybe cross-platform too, that were once exclusives, and there's more transferring in between it. There's also the mouse and keyboard versus the controller superiority on, this mouse and keyboard has, very fine-tuned controls, and how it can compete differently than the console controllers. Now, I, like I said, I'd even be willing to have free for all, right? Where you can just go and play whatever you want on that gameplay type. Maybe there's different settings that you can adjust and make it really kind of interesting to see who you want to compete with, and put the user in control and what they really want to use as their device. Let's say that if somebody wants to have a controller but wants to go up against a keyboard and mouse type environment as well, or have that mix and even have touch controls in there, all of a sudden you have this opportunity, and there's more to it that you can play against. There's opportunity, especially with cloud gaming maybe coming in here too. I see a huge opportunity here for gaming developers, that they have access to a whole bunch of more users, that they can really grow their games and have more access to them than they ever had before. So with that, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help Gray Overload grow. And I really appreciate you guys helping grow this channel and helping expand it. I really appreciate it. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe.